So there I was. I woke up with a heavy case of amnesia in the middle of nowhere. The only clue to my past is Harry's name and address inside this hat. So I made my way to the apartment, and that's when I found you and your stapler gun.
Stop talking! You're a hallucination!
You're a hallucination.
Which Pokemon cards did you get?
I didn't get a Pokemon card.
I got a pack.
You got a pack of Pokemon cards?
Only came with 2, but
Which ones you get?
Detective Pikachu, so I'm guessing is in all of them, and Lickitung.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Lickitung. The Lickitung part was hilarious.
Well, did you go on opening day or opening night?
I went Friday.
That might be why. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel over here at Broke Boy Media, and today we are going to be reviewing Detective Pikachu. As always, I have Devin with me here. How you doing today, buddy?
Pika Pika!
Pikachu! What did he say? He was like, Pika Pika!
Yeah.
I can't even go that high. It's crazy. But yeah, that kind of happens when a Japanese woman is like the normal, voice actor for the little yellow mouse. Arguably more popular than Mickey Mouse. Literally Japanese Mickey. More popular.
Basically.
Yeah. So today, as we stated before, we will be reviewing Detective Pikachu. This movie had a few stars in it. Justice Smith, I believe he was in the most recent Jurassic World movie, as I can recall. He was in a few other.
Did not enjoy him in that movie.
Yeah, no, not really. He was kind of like the.
He was just the annoying, nerdy guy.
Yeah. What was he in Transformers? Or was that someone else? Was that
I
someone
think
else?
that was someone else. Bumblebee, you mean?
The new Transformers, Bumblebee. Was that someone
I'll
else?
look it up.
I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, we'll get back to that. But yeah, and Ryan Reynolds, of course, playing as Pikachu. I know a lot of people wanted Danny DeVito as a role.
That was someone else in Bumblebee.
Oh, was it? Okay. But yeah, for whatever reason, I don't know why I associated him with Bumblebee, but I know he's been in a few other movies. I literally just can't remember them off the top of my head. But yeah, I just got back from the theater about an hour and a half ago. I was cooking lunch for the week. So that was a lot of fun. But yeah, and also, as I was saying, Ryan Reynolds as Detective Pikachu. And I know a lot of people wanted Danny DeVito as this role, but honestly, I tried to pair like Danny DeVito's voice with Pikachu, and like, yeah, it works because I've seen a few videos with it, but for whatever reason, I just enjoyed Ryan Reynolds' voice more, and the twist towards the end of the movie in itself kind of made it full circle in a way. I'm like, oh, okay, was not expecting that at all. But what were your first initial thoughts of this movie before like seeing from the trailer and then watching the movie after? Because I know you saw it a few days ago.
Yeah, I was really excited based on the trailers because it just looks like a fun Pokemon movie. And then, of course, whenever you're going to see a video game turn into a movie, you always have low expectations because they're never good.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Sonic movie. I didn't have any expectations until I saw those pictures, even the silhouette of Sonic from the first poster, and I was like, uh-oh.
But I think this movie breaks the mold. I think it's the first ever good video game movie. It's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, and honestly, we've excuse me, we've had a few, but it's like, well, we had Assassin's Creed, we've had Prince of Persia. I think Wreck-It Ralph kind of did it best in a way.
Well, it's not based on a existing
right. That's
game.
True.
They just kind of threw in other video games.
We did technically get a Halo movie after all those years of them talking about it. I think it came with Halo 4 or 5. I can't really remember, but am I missing any other video game movies?
Oh, there's been a ton. I mean, there was Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah, Mortal Kombat, Resident Evil.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
a ton of Resident Evils.
Yeah, it's been,
and none of them are just good.
It's been rough. Yeah, just for pop culture when it comes to TV show adaptations of like comics, or not even comics. It's always Japanese media. I feel like I mean the whole Sonic thing, and then we had Dragon Ball, or sometimes even with like M. Night Shyamalan when he did The Last Airbender, which was that was very rough to get through. Did not enjoy that at all. But yeah, overall, when I first heard they were making a Detective Pikachu movie, I was like, why is this happening? And I was kind of confused, a little reserved about it. And then I saw, the first trailer. I'm like, oh, this actually looks, like they really took their time and, making sure that this, like the Rhyme City, where they all live, outside of other regions, because they do mention other regions in the show between Kanto and Mewtwo. Did not expect to see him at all. But I was like, okay, this is actually like a real world situation where they did a really good, great job trying to integrate, the real life, like humans and Pokemon living side by side. But
Yeah, stylistically, it was pretty perfect how they made everything look. Some of the Pokemon were a little creepy looking, but that comes with the territory when you're making them lifelike.
At first, yeah, because when I looked at a few of the photos beforehand, and then I saw play out on screen, I was like, honestly, it didn't look that bad. But for some Pokemon like Mr. Mime, I feel like it is a little bit harder to do because like he's like a humanoid Pokemon, so it's like he doesn't have like fur or like spikes, or he's kind of just plastic, or just like make him like realistic as we possibly can. But yeah, they did a great job with Pikachu. They did a great job with a lot of the designs for all of these characters. They look very real. We've seen a lot of realistic.
It just makes me want a Pokemon so bad.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, like just seeing like the Growlithe and the Arcanines, even like the Eevee evolving into Flareon, like it looked beautiful. It was wonderful. It didn't look artificial at all. It didn't stick out like a sore thumb. I believe this movie will age very well coming forward. And I mean, this is Pokemon. Like this is the biggest franchise like in the entire world, if not the biggest, one of the biggest, because it's crazy. But so what were your thoughts about the plot, the synopsis overall?
I thought overall it was pretty well knit together, and weren't too many issues. I do think they tried to throw in too many twists at the end or towards the end.
Yeah, because for a second I had to wait. I'm like, what happened? Like, okay, that happened. Then I'm like, all right, yeah, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah, there are a little too many surprises. Some of them worked, but I would definitely say they tried a little too many of those. But overall, the plot didn't have too many issues. It just felt like it was a nice little Pokemon story.
Yeah, and I thought the pacing was pretty well thought out. At first, when it first, the first, maybe like the first act after, he finds out about his father, and him and Pikachu are kind of like sitting on like the corner of the street, and that whole thing. Oh, actually, before I even get into that, what did you think of not Misty, but well, it might as well have been Misty.
Yeah, the side
like literally, she looked exactly like Misty, and I was like, so what did you think of her character? I mean, I know she was like a reporter, so I think she did a good job with that. But
yeah, I thought she did pretty good. She was really outgoing and really like into her job and whatnot. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I was actually hoping for them to like do the Psyduck like voice from the anime, but it was kind of a little bit more like high pitched instead of like the sigh. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
I love the reoccurring Psyduck joke. It was really funny.
Oh my gosh! It's...
You picked the one Pokemon that can blow up under pressure.
You see, I think, oh my gosh, there's so many funny moments, and honestly, I think this is like Ryan Reynolds' movie in a way. Like he definitely, I don't want to say like carried the movie.
He did.
Yeah, I was trying to be modest, but yeah, like seeing Mewtwo was pretty sweet too.
Yeah, his voice was really interesting.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, like this is like during the beginning of the movie, I'm like, oh, this is them like creating like Mewtwo and whatever, and like it definitely left a lot of plot holes because at first we're like, oh, like Pikachu was the one who helped Mewtwo, who we assumed that was evil, escape, and then we got a little bit more and a little bit more. I was like, oh, I'm like, okay, so Mewtwo has like the ability to transfer the minds of humans into Pokemon. And for like half a second, I was like, well, maybe the guy who played was Justice's character. His name I totally forgot already. I should know.
Yeah, I'm blanking on it too.
But at first, for like a hot second, I thought his dad was Mewtwo. I thought they were giving him more of like a different origin story, but no, they stuck true to hey, this is Mewtwo. He was a clone of the legendary, most powerful Pokemon in the world, Mew, and it was very accurate when it came to Pokemon descriptions and how they behaved within our world and whatnot.
Yeah, I like how they even mentioned a few of the moves that Pikachu had.
Yeah,
and they're very accurate in saying that Volt Tackle is the most powerful move,
and he has to essentially recharge afterwards. So
yeah,
he's like really tired. Yeah, I really did enjoy the accuracy there, and
you can tell the writers were fans.
Yeah, oh for sure, and even Justice Smith, I know. He did a few interviews. He was, he said he was like replaying like Pokemon, like Crystal on set and Gold and Silver and stuff like that. So I was very appreciative of that, to be completely honest. And then what else? Oh man, this is so much. But overall, yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie. I didn't really have too big high hopes for this, and then it kind of just blew me away. I kind of teared up a little bit towards the end when the Pikachu offered his body to be, for Justice's dad, Brian Reynolds, which I was like, because for the longest time, I was like, okay, I'm like, so where's the dad? Where's the dad? And then it finally clicked. We're like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
I was
wondering who it was going to be because they kept hiding his face throughout the movie when they did flashbacks.
Yeah, I was like, who? I'm like, is this just like some generic dude? You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm your dad. What if it was Danny DeVito?
Oh my god!
Plot twist. That's very twisty.
Twisty twist.
The R. Well, okay. So I had one quick issue. It was So how is it that Justice was only able to understand Pikachu with like the R gas instead of all Pokemon?
Well, I don't think the R gas gave them the ability to hear him. I think that they just kind of explained it as they had a connection because it was his dad.
Okay. Because I was confused by that. Because when I'm just
Because none of the other
Misty.
Pokemon were talking in
What's up?
English. None of the other Pokemon who had the R gas were
especially
talking.
when all of the humans get transferred into like the bodies of their Pokemon. And the girl, I'm just gonna call her Misty because that's pretty much what she was.
Basically.
Yeah. Especially like with Psyduck like in her backpack. I was like, wow. Like I'm surprised they didn't just, call her Misty, but they wanted to make their own original characters, which went pretty cool. But yeah, because like when he was like talking to her, like when she got transferred into her Psyduck, he couldn't understand her. And I was like, well, that's odd. Okay. I'm like, whatever. So like it was just something really small. And like another thing I wish it would have been cool to see. It's not like an attack on the movie or anything, but if they would have kind of like mentioned maybe like, I guess like more of a recent like gym leader or like champion of the Elite Four, something like that. Because I know Rhyme City is like a completely made up city for the story, but they do mention there's other regions, and they do mention the Kanto region, as I stated earlier. But,
yeah, they also mentioned that the main character he used to be a Pokemon trainer.
Yeah.
Before he gave it up.
And I kind of wish we would have. Well, I mean, the relationship between Justice and his dad. Did you like kind of like feel for that at all, or because I was still trying to figure out? I'm like, okay, so like, why didn't he want to become a Pokemon trainer?
It was, I don't know, it was kind of weird.
It was
I
like
guess.
vague in a way. Like I
don't think they explained why he like retired from Pokemon trainer.
Yeah.
And then I guess
I
his
did
dad
enjoy the
moved away
flashbacks,
to
but it was kind of vague.
his dad moved away to focus on work, and then I guess that made him mad.
Yeah, and I guess he was spending more time with Pokemon instead of his own son. But maybe that's the reason why he didn't want one. I guess so. Yeah, let's go with that. That makes sense. Um, but any other memorable moments or anything else you really enjoyed about the movie?
It was really funny. Pikachu at one point said "Mother of Arceus."
Yeah, yeah, I caught that too. And it's like some older fans will probably know, some may not. But how was the crowd, the audience that you went to go see this movie with?
It was decent. There wasn't too many reactions, but after the movie, it was really cool seeing like these little kids all like going to see Pokemon and all have like the cards and the plushes and just loving it. Like that's
Yeah.
our childhood, and it's still going forward strong.
Oh, for sure. And I'm sorry. I think they did a really good job with like, yeah, there was just, like a lot of kids are going to go see this movie. And like, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it matched like Avengers, like opening weekend score. Cause like, this is like, I saw literally like a family of like 5 kids. So like, that's, and the mom and dad were there. That's 7 tickets right there. Like it was insane. But yeah, everyone seemed to enjoy it on my end. There was this one dude who was like who sat like right next to me, and like I understand that like you have assigned seating, but like he came in like maybe as soon as the movie was starting, like maybe 5 minutes after the movie had like started, and like there was like 3 or 4 seats like right next to me that are completely empty. And he was looking for his assigned seat, but like clearly everyone's already like settled in for this like 2-hour movie. I was like, did you really have to sit like right next to like me though? And like I was trying to actually look around to see if there was like anywhere else I could move, but like there wasn't like any good spots. But like there's like 4 or 5 seats like right next to me, just all empty. I'm like, and then he kept like texting during the movie, which is kind of annoying. And um when Pikachu was singing the original.
Oh, that was so good.
That was funny. Well, he kept like humming along to like certain things, and I don't know. It was a bit distracting on my end, but eventually he stopped.
I had an interesting little experience too.
What?
I don't know if you saw my Snapchat.
No, I didn't see it.
There were these 2 dudes like the seat over from me, and they both took their shoes off and just had their feet up.
Why?
I was like, "Oh, that doesn't look good."
No kid wants to smell your
Thankfully, it didn't smell. It helped that I had a barrier seat next to me.
Yeah.
But if it did smell, I might have had to say something.
Right. It's like, excuse me, can you like put your shoes back on? Were they wearing like sandals or Sperry's?
No, they had socks on.
That's
and regular shoes.
That's literally the worst.
I'm like, okay, you're very comfortable there. Let's calm down a little bit.
Perhaps too comfortable, if you ask me.
Yes.
But yeah, overall, man, like I said, I did enjoy this movie. I'm glad that kids had more reactions, to the actual Pokemon themselves versus the adults. The adults were pretty much, laughing at everything Ryan Reynolds said in the movie, which is relatable because I mean, it's mainly this target audience is for kids. 100%.
It's either you like Pokemon or you like Ryan Reynolds. Those are the reasons you go see the movie.
Yeah. Or both, yeah, and it's like that's awesome. I was hoping it would do like a little Deadpool reference, but I couldn't really. I don't think he did. Like I was thinking that he was going to, for whatever reason, just for like just a little quip or something like that. But
yeah,
it was great, man. So, out of 100, what would you give this movie?
Yeah, I was thinking about 75. Definitely.
I was actually thinking the same thing.
Yeah, definitely good, but like I said, there were too many twists they tried to throw in at the end.
Yeah,
that a lot of them just didn't work. But like, what was the deal with the bad guy's son? Like, he's not bad, but what is he?
Yeah, like it's kind of like he just locked his son up, and then like the Ditto just took his place.
And the Ditto was weird. Like when the Ditto was in human
that's
form.
literally how it is, though. Like I mean, even like in the in the anime, like when he has like that blank stare, like those beady eyes, like when he transforms, I think like that's actually like what's supposed to happen, or it was some kind of episode that had like maybe recall back to like I think there was this one Ditto that couldn't perfectly like mimic another Pokemon, and he had that blank face. It was that same blank face. But yeah, I think they just did that for the movie to kind of like deter who was who, so kids didn't really get confused. But I felt like that kind of gave a few kids nightmares. But
Yes.
hey, at least our theater didn't play La Llorona, instead of Detective Pikachu. Like, did you hear about that?
What?
There was a theater that was supposed to be playing Detective Pikachu. There was like a bunch of kids there, and I guess they got it mixed up, and the Curse of La Llorona started
What
playing
the
instead.
hell?
Yeah, kids were probably terrified, and I felt so bad. I don't know what state it was in, but I'll definitely have to find the article so that you can read it, because that was really funny. I'm like, oh my god, like you cannot do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then one other thing, I kind of wish there was more Pokemon. I understand it's hard to create these, but I would love to see more.
Yes, I know what you mean. I felt like for this movie, I felt like it was a little bit like I felt like it was enough, but then again,
Yeah, it's a good start.
Like it makes you wonder, like, oh, like what would this Pokemon look like, or well, what would Venusaur look like, or we should saw like huge freaking Torterras.
Those huge Torterras were sweet.
Yeah, that
giant.
was awesome. Or
And the Bulbasaurs are really cool too.
Yeah, the Charmanders, the Squirtles. It's like, oh, it's like what would like Chimchar look like? And it wasn't, they didn't have like any new Pokemon in this movie, which I kind of appreciated. And also, like, it was more of like a mix between a lot of generations.
Some new ones.
Well, I meant like new as in like never before seen new, like that super weird one you're supposed to get with Pokemon Go. That like nut bolt looking Pokemon. I was like, you guys built up this Nintendo built up this, or Game Freak rather, built up this anticipation for like absolutely nothing. It was like a Ditto with like a nut bolt for a head. I was like, what? I'm like, well, that's very underwhelming. But yeah, it makes you wonder, like what other Pokemon will look like in this world. If they do, decide to do another one, I hope they do, different Pokemon, because it really was cool to see like how live action Pokemon is honestly is done right. Because Pokemon is a huge fan base out there, young and old. Especially like you want kids to like this movie, and I felt like the PG-13. I'm surprised they put it as PG-13. They kind of pushed it a little bit, but overall,
I can feel it in my jellies.
I can feel it in my jellies. Your jellies. Oh man, it was perfect. And then when he's trying to talk to Misty. For the first time, he just completely just derails it. I was like,
yeah,
wow. But yeah,
I'd like being alone at night.
Yeah, he's like, I'm pretty good at being alone at night myself. I was like, wow. But yeah, so the Sonic movie.
Yes, Sonic writers and creators and artists, take notes. You can make it look realistic, but you have to keep the core features for it to be.
It really isn't that hard. Like Pokemon is a great example. Like Warner Brothers did a great job with this, and I hope that every man, woman, and child out there, especially the kids, because it's all about the kids. A lot of the kids had the greatest reactions just of how the Pokemon looked. In general, I think there was like the Gengar.
The Gengar was crazy.
One kid, it was like his favorite Pokemon. He like almost freaked in the theater. He was like, "Oh my god!" So I thought that was pretty cool. It's always great to see. This is why parents, even though they may not like it, as long as their kids are having a good time, that's all. That's what it's all about. That's literally what it's all about. Because it's you want to spend time with them and introduce them to new things for their so they can form their own opinions, have their own favorite little movies growing up. And, that's what I've appreciated with this movie and, superhero movies in general, because these generations of kids, will know, hey, like there's all these great superhero movies and there's still more to come. With us, we didn't have that many. It wasn't a big market as it is now. But I think, was there anything else you wanted to say before we wrap up here?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
Plus Arceus.
Mother of Arceus. But as always, Devin, thank you for coming on. And everyone, let us know your thoughts about the movie in the comment section down below. We both gave it a 75 out of 100. Really, really great video game adaptation for Warner Brothers. Honestly, they did a great job, and hopefully, this Rugrats movie that's supposed to be coming out won't, horrify children. Because that's one thing I've always wondered. It's like, if you're going to do live action, it needs to be appealing to kids 100%. Like, out of anything else. Anyway, let us know what you think about the movie in the comment section down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Share your thoughts, feelings, and concerns with us. We're always open for conversation. And if you want to engage in more conversations, follow us on Twitter at BrokeBoyMedia. That's broke_boy, BOI_media over on Twitter. And we will see you guys in the next one.
He's barely moving.
Don't tell him that. Oh, he's on a bike. Quick, get in front of him.
Stop.
Oh, no. He's going down hard, Tim. Should have worn a helmet.